Hello and welcome to The Load-In, a United Theater podcast with me, your host, Lee Metzger. I'm back in the studio today. I was out in the field, but now I'm back to tell you about a very fun event coming up next year, but not like far next year. It's just in January. So technically next year, but I guess we are in that time period where really cool, funny people you know will be like, see you next year. So I guess enjoy that. I hopefully I'm the first. Well, I don't know. Hopefully I'm just a person who's doing that, but you won't hear that from me too much. Enough of that. We're going to dive into the Improv Night that's coming up on January 11th with my friend, Jake Goldman, right after this. It's The Load-In. Welcome back. It's the show. Today I'm joined by Jake Goldman of Improv Jones. He's a comedian, he's an improviser, and I'm lucky enough to call him my friend. Hey, Jake. Thanks for joining me.
Hi. Thank you, Lee. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
Oh, the pleasure's all mine. So real quick, a little backstory, a little peek behind the curtain. Jake was my teacher. Mm-hmm. I took a Improv 201 class at Providence Improv Guild, and I was blown away by your professionalism.
Oh, thank you so much.
Your acumen.
Thank you.
But all jokes aside, you're a fabulous teacher and an even better performer.
Oh, thank you so much. I love to hear that. It's rare that you hear back from an actual student, like whether or not they liked it. So, I mean, most times I feel pretty good about it, but there's some classes I've left being like, I got no idea if they like.
Hopefully that worked.
Yeah. No, but no, that's great to hear. I love teaching. I've been doing that. I've been performing about 22 or 23 years.
Oh my!
I've been teaching about 10, and it makes you a better performer.
I bet.
Yeah.
I bet. One of the things that I was really looking forward to in getting into learning more about improv is like the mathematics of a scene.
Yep.
You know, I want to know the parts so then I can mess with them and put them in different unique places. And that was one of the things that you did really well about demystifying these units of comedy.
Right. Yeah. I mean, there's like a tendency to, a lot of different schools have different names for everything and they want to kind of own the name. But it's all really the same thing. It's about finding the pattern. Mm-hmm. For convenience, you call it game, which is sort of, I guess you could say an invention, so to speak, of UCB. I mean, they brought it in from Improv Olympic. It didn't have a name, but it's just the idea of finding really a pattern. What's unusual about the scene that's already been established? Hopefully you establish something with some sort of grounding so the audience has something to like latch onto. And then something slightly like what did you just say? Something weird happens, and then hopefully your scene partner picks up on that too, and you explore that weird thing and see where that goes.
Yeah, and that's usually a natural thing that happens. Sometimes somebody just like misspeaks,
right? And
you're like, hold on.
I mean, yeah.
What do you mean? This,
yeah, Yeah, some of the best, most fun scenes come from that. Like, Did you just say what I think you said?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I love the concept. And who knows, you might have an opportunity because now today, or not today, obviously, but we're talking about this show in January.
That's right.
Improv Jones, first time ever performing at the United Theater. First time performing in South County.
Probably not. Now the group's been around since 1994, and I've only been in it for a few years, so
yeah, perhaps
possible.
Well, I'll take the first time performing at the United.
Okay,
that's going to be actually
definitely first time westerly.
That's huge for me.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like you said, Improv Jones has been performing forever. Longest running improv group in the state of Rhode Island.
Yep. For sure.
How did you get involved? Was there an audition?
No, I was just asked to be a part of it. I got sniped. I mean, I knew these. I knew. So Tim Thibodeau, who is sort of the guy who runs everything. He books everything. He does all he's a one-man show. There would be no Improv Jones at this point without him. But I met him through the Providence Improv Guild. And, over the years when you're a group for, 30 years, I guess, yeah. People come in and out all the time and move away. And so they were down to, I think, I think 6, and they really like to have an odd number, so it was just like the right time that I could.
Perfect. Lucky number 7.
Yeah, lucky number 7. But it's funny because the first ever comedy festival I did was in 2005 with my college comedy group. We graduated and we did like a very small tour of like 3 festivals in New England, and we did the Providence Improv Fest. It was the 3rd ever Providence Improv Fest. And I saw Improv Jones there.
Cool.
And then I moved to New York and then I didn't
think about it for 10 years.
Yeah. Never ended up running into them, in festivals and stuff, even though we probably did similar shows and stuff. And and then I came back in 2013 and it's like, wow, they're still doing it and they're still great. Yeah. So
that's cool.
Yeah.
What can people expect from the show on the 11th?
I think high energy and a lot of commitment to character. I think one thing that we do best is making a choice to become a character when we get that suggestion and get in the scene to just, people come to not see you half-ass it and want to see you, and I think that's so much of the winning the battle with improv is just committing to the character, and so that's and a variety of characters too. Nobody kind of sticks to one thing. We like to weave narrative into scene work. Long form improvisation can be a lot of different things. It can be just a montage of scenes that are sort of loosely connected. Or it can tell a story. We kind of like to mix both in, where we're doing scenes in different locations with different characters, but trying to find the common thread through that stuff.
Yeah, to make a nice, satisfying, maybe not full narrative, but satisfying story.
Yeah. Make it worthwhile for the audience that they didn't just come see people poop around on stage.
Sure. You will be seeing that. But I'll
be pooping all around the stage.
And you can take that to the bank.
It'll be improv poop.
It will be technically improv.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I do want to play a game with you.
Yo, please.
I think it could be pretty fun. Yes. Would you be interested in playing a game?
I'd love to play a game.
All right, very cool. So Improv Jones is the longest running improv group performing in Rhode Island. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to talk to you about what else are the longest running or perhaps the oldest organizations, businesses, structures also in Rhode Island.
Okay. All right.
I haven't come up with a name for this game.
Okay.
So if you have an idea, I'd love to hear it.
Old Island.
I
don't know.
Today we're going to be playing Old Island. That was Jarg's idea.
Yeah, Jake, Jarg's.
Okay. First round, Jake.
Okay.
Which of these 2 businesses has been running in Rhode Island for longer? Is it A, the Kenyon Grist Mill, or B, John Stevens Shop?
John Stevens Shop. I feel like I've passed the John Stevens Shop.
This is in the John Stevens Shop. John Stevens Shop is in Newport.
In Newport, okay.
Kenyon Grist Mill is in
Kenyon, Ohio.
Usquepaug.
Okay. Oh man. Okay. I'm gonna say the John Stevens Shop.
The John Stevens Shop
sounds like creativity hadn't evolved yet.
Sure. Sure. I mean, that naming convention is pretty uninspired.
It is.
So the answer, of course, is wrong.
Oh.
It is Kenyon's Grist Mill in Usquepaug. A bit about
Please, yes.
A little bit about Kenyon Grist Mill.
Yes. Dying to know.
It's on the Queens River in the village of Usquepaug. Farmers would bring their corn to be ground at the grist mill. The millstones that the corn is ground between are made of westerly granite.
Oh, okay.
And isn't that interesting?
Yeah, the special healing qualities of westerly granite.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
I'm assuming.
I don't touch the stuff.
Yeah, you know what? You're yeah. Too much silica.
The John Stevens Shop is in Newport. It was founded in 1705. It's a stone carving business on Thames Street in Newport. John Stevens, his son John II, and his grandson John III produced arguably some of colonial America's most beautiful gravestones, many of which you can still see in the nearby common burial ground.
Oh, wow. Very cool.
And
can I still bring corn and get it
at the grist mill?
Yeah, can I get it milled?
I do. I wonder if that's something that is available to the public.
Bring some corn and see what happens.
I heard you've been. Oh, and now you're turning away people.
Yeah, come on.
What's wrong with my corn? All right, so you are currently 0 for 1.
Yep.
You need 2 points to win this game.
Okay.
So you're gonna need to get the next 2 right.
Oh boy. Okay.
We'll see if you can pull it out. I think you can.
I'm great in high pressure situations.
Well, we'll see.
Okay.
All right. So next we have, what of these 2 options are the oldest restaurant in Rhode Island? We have Wilcox Tavern in Charlestown or White Horse Tavern in Newport.
Oh man. I'm
both taverns.
Yes. I'm going to go with Wilcox Tavern.
Wilcox Tavern in Charlestown.
In Charlestown.
What's your reasoning there?
Well, because I thought White Horse, isn't that where that poet died? But I think
John Horse.
Mr. John Horse.
Became a white ghost.
The guy Bob Dylan took his pseudonym after, Dylan something or other.
Oh, I don't know this.
Oh, Dylan, I don't know. He was a poet and he drank like 18 whiskeys. But I think the White Horse he went to was in New York City.
Yeah, there is a White Horse Tavern in New York City.
Yeah.
I found in my research.
Yeah, so I don't know. I thought, well, maybe that was the original. It's all I'm going off of.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Wrong.
This is okay.
This is
Do
devastating.
I have to leave?
We will, only because of tradition, finish the game.
Okay, all right.
But
all right.
yeah, no one's actually lost this game yet, so we'll have to. There will be consequences, though.
Okay.
The White Horse Tavern is not only the oldest restaurant in Rhode Island, it is the oldest operating in the country.
Oh, wow. I really bombed that one.
Yeah, that's a double.
Yeah.
That's a double L. It is a National Historic Landmark. The tavern was built in 1652 as a residence, and then it was converted into a tavern in 1673. Wilcox Tavern was built in 1730.
Okay.
So I guess
quite a bit younger then.
Yeah, a little bit.
Dylan Thomas, that's who it was.
Dylan Thomas. Shout out.
Look him up. Shout out. Don't drink as much as he did.
You know, you don't think I don't think of Dylan as like a name that's been around that long. You know,
No,
Dylan
it seems very like 90s. Yeah.
Tyler.
Yeah.
Coded. Kyle.
Cody Coded.
Cody Coded.
Yeah.
Okay. Final round.
Yeah.
Now, I did hear back from the judges. If you do win this point, you will be no longer sacrificed.
Okay. Oh, God. Thank God.
Let's hope. Put prayers in the comments,
please,
for Jake.
Yep.
The oldest school in Rhode Island, is it Brown University or is it Southernmost Schoolhouse?
Oh, God. I mean, I know I should know it because I did once work at Brown.
Brown in Providence, Southernmost Schoolhouse in Portsmouth, Rhode Island.
Portsmouth. I'm going to say Brown.
You're going to say Brown.
Yeah.
You're going to go with Brown. You will be sacrificed.
Okay, God.
That is devastating. Okay.
I mean, I should, school. I don't know.
I really thought that one was going to be a gimme.
Really? Because a single schoolhouse. I mean, that makes sense. They don't do those anymore.
Yeah,
really.
It's basically a lean-to.
Yeah.
The history of Brown University spans 260 years, so not unfounded to believe that it's old.
Right.
Founded in 1764.
Yeah.
It is the 7th oldest institution of higher education in the United States. However, the Southernmost Schoolhouse was built in 1725. The town paid £23, 12 shillings, and 7 pence to build the little house on land donated by William Sanford. It did include a cellar where the original schoolmaster James Preston lived until he was evicted in 1729.
Wow.
Yeah.
Even he wasn't immune.
No, they come for us all.
Yeah.
Now, looking into this was kind of interesting because the next person who lived in the cellar of this schoolhouse was a widow named Sarah Strange. Now, Sarah Strange, she was a widow. Her deceased husband was James Strange, who James Preston and his family lived with before he was evicted and then had to move into the cellar of the house.
It's very strange.
So very strange indeed.
Yeah.
So very ironic that Sarah Strange's husband then died and then she had to move into the same cellar.
Yeah, probably not very good vibes
in
that place. And
1725 cellar of a schoolhouse.
No, that's prime haunting time.
That woman's still there for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
And unfortunately, that is going to be where you will be moving.
Okay.
After
Sarah, sweetheart, I'll be home soon.
You did go 0 for 3.
Thank you. Come to the show.
So you can see that kind of mastery of information and intuition on January 11th at Improv Night featuring Improv Jones. Now, this is the end of the show. We do something at the end of the show where I look on Apple Podcasts to see if anyone wrote a review, and then I'll read it on
please.
On air.
I hope so.
Would you like to stick around for that?
Please.
Okay,
please.
very good. All right, the load in. And we have no new reviews.
I'm so sorry.
That's all right. This is actually pretty common.
Yeah.
If you would like to leave a review and hear it read aloud on the load-in,
$1,000.
yes, you will get paid $1,000 in cash, real money. If you, the next person who writes a review, if you write it within the month of December, I will give you $1,000. Yeah, and you can also move in with Jake in the basement of the southernmost schoolhouse.
You can move in there with me and Sarah. We'll be cooking up some good meals and tales every night. Yeah,
it's family is who you decide it is.
That's right. It's me and her, and we go to the White Horse Tavern every Sunday.
And you can probably see her tombstone, which was made by
the
John Stevens
and his son
at John Stevens' shop.
Yeah.
Jake, would you like to promote or plug anything here at the end of the show?
I would just say go to improvjones.com. We perform also monthly in Bristol at the Borealis Coffee House. Really cool place, really cool complex down there. They got a brewery, a pizza house. Pizza house?
Yeah, that's right.
It's a house with pizza in it. And always a fun night. If you're looking to take classes, you can always go to improvpig.com. It's Providence Improv Guild. I teach there, but a lot of other great people teach there too.
Yeah, so. If you're interested in improv and you're going to come to this show, you probably have seen Providence Improv Guild. They're incredible performers performing on our stage for months. So definitely check them out. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show, Jake.
Thank you for having me.
I'm super pumped on this show.
Yes.
And I can't wait to share it with everyone who comes.
Thank you.
That's it for the show. Goodbye. Thanks for tuning in to the United Theater Podcast Network. If you enjoyed this episode, we encourage you to subscribe to our show so you never miss an episode. And if you could take a moment to leave a review, we'd greatly appreciate it. Your feedback helps us create content that you love. So hit that subscribe button and leave us a review, and we'll see you on the next episode.